Okay. So in the previous class, we have seen the NOR gate implementation, two input NOR gate, and its implementation with respect to a depletion type NMOS as a load. So it was a depletion type NMOS as a load. Okay, and two gate MOS transistor and MOS transistors we are using in parallel to implement, that is VA and VB. And from here we were taking the V output, and this is your VDD, and this is depletion type, so we can have a darker side. So to make it always on, we have connected it to the drain terminal. Okay, so this is how the implementation was there in the that case, that is NOR gate. So here we were basically seeing the calculation of VOL. Okay, so VDD VOH value was VDD when both the transistors are off, no current was flowing. So with respect to the operation of this transistor, we can find out the VOH value. So to find out the VOL value, what we can do is, at that time of VOL, the output should be low. That means output will be low with respect to the VA and VB. Either of these two are on, or both are on at the same time. So we have seen, like, if either of these, either this one is on or only this one, second one is on, with respect to that we were getting the similar VOL value. But if both are on at the same time, we were having a different VOL that was less than the VOL obtained by this. Okay, so it was the different VOL value. So, and in that case, okay, so for the NOR gate implementation, we have seen in that case, uh, like the first case VOL value we were getting, that is VOL that is given when either uh, NMOS A is on or B is on. If both are on at the same time, we were getting lower VOL value. So this, once we go for implementation point of view, we will be considering that only one transistor is on at the one time. So this will be giving you the worst case analysis. Okay, and one more point we have seen in that is, suppose the NAR implementation is having, well, more than two inputs. Okay, so suppose it is having n number of inputs. Okay, so if this is to be analyzed, then what we do is we convert this a complex, or you can say the NOR gate that is having large number of inputs to an equivalent inverter form. Okay, so we will be converting it into an equivalent inverter form. Okay, so after converting it into an equivalent inverter form, what we do is, so this will be considered as your input, and this is your load. That this load in this case is a depletion type NMOS. So this, whatever W by L ratio of this equivalent inverter will be there, this equivalent inverter will be representing this NOR gate. What is there represented by this. So if this is the case, like we are going to implement, or we are going to, that is having n inputs, suppose this is Vn, if it is having n inputs, then if this is implemented into an inverter, then this load part will be the same. Okay, the load part we have written the same, whatever W by L of load is there, the same W by L of load will be here also, but it will be represented by a single driver transistor at the bottom as an inverter, in case of inverter. So this will be having a W by L value that is represented by the W by L equivalent. So here W by L equivalent is given to be summation of K, that is on here, W by L of K. So here suppose n number of are there, inputs are there. Out of this n number of inputs, if K number of input transistors are on, then we will be representing this formula. So our forget this on term. Okay, so it is like if this is K number of n number of transistors are connected in parallel, then it will be represented in equivalent W by L ratio with this formula. Okay, so uh, if n number of transistors are connected in parallel form, it will be this. So W by L equivalent will be summation of, if n is there of all are on at the same time, then W by L into n times. Okay, so n times we will be adding it. So W by L of 1, W by L of second one, up to W by L of n times. Okay, so equivalently it will be equals to n times W by L. So suppose each transistor is having W by L ratio same. If all are having the same, then the equivalent inverter will be having this W by L ratio, that is n times W by L. Okay, so this is how a parallel connection of transistors is represented in terms of an equivalent transistor. So this was the case in case of NOR gate. Similarly, we can analyze the NAND gate also. So in NAND gate also, what will be there? We are considering the same depletion type load. Okay, depletion type load will be there. So in NAND gate implementation, two transistors are connected in series. Okay, so this is VA and this is VB. This will be your VDD, and it is always on. This load is always on, and we will be considering the output from here. So V output will be from here. So if we go for truth table of NAND gate, so this NAND gate truth table will be with respect to inputs, and this is your V output. If both the inputs are low, if it is low, the output will be high. Okay, so this output will be given by NAND gate, that is VA into VB, okay, to the bar. This will be the output. So if A and B are high or low at the same time, then the output will be high. Okay, that means this will be low, then output will be connected to VDD. Similarly, if any one is high, okay, then also if any one is high but other one is low, then this output is disconnected from the ground. Okay, then that output will again will be high. Okay, so if this one is high, this one is low, then again it will be high. But when VA and VB both are high at the same time, then high means these two transistors will be on, and then these two are on, working as a switch, then this output will be connected to the ground. So at that time the output will be low. Okay, so this is how the truth table of NAND gate we can verify. Okay, so but our analysis is in terms of different critical voltages like VOH, VOL, VIL, and VIH. So these are not that much important, but the important voltage points are these two, because this will be giving you the voltage swing. Okay, so voltage swing is given by VOH, whatever highest value we are getting and what is lowest value we are getting. So to find out the voltage swing of a circuit, we should be requiring the VOH value and VOL value. Okay, so VOH value will be same once there will be no current flowing through this transistor, this circuit, then whatever whatever mode this will be operating, that will be equals to the 0, and from there we can get like VOH value will be given by VDD. So this can be retain in terms of like ID load is there. If it is working in linear mode, okay, whatever linear current equation is there, and at that time if 0 0 is given, so there will be no current flowing through this, it will be equals to 0. So once we are equating this, we will be getting VOH value is equals to VDD. Okay. Okay. So in case of VOH calculation, that is okay, but in case of VOL value calculation, we will be requiring some point like how it is changing. So this VOL value is coming out to be low output is coming out when both the inputs are high. Okay, so if both the inputs are high, that means the current at that time, whatever mode it is operating at that time, whatever current is flowing through this and this and this, all will be the same. So here, in case of VOL calculation, this ID load will be equals to ID of A transistor is equals to ID of B transistor. Okay, because the same current will be flowing through these transistors. Okay, so this will be the condition. So by using the equations like the mode of operation it is performing. Okay, so with respect to in what particular mode it is working. Okay, so this load will be operating in the saturation. Okay, at that time, and all the uh, A and B will be working in linear. So we'll be writing the condition of the A linear and saturation current equations. So once we have written the current equations, so from there we will see like if input is giving out to be when we are giving out to the input like V uh, GS, okay, whatever VGS is there, we will be applying like VOH value input is given. At that time, whatever VDS value is there, we will be putting out to be VOL value. Okay, so from there we will get some VOL value. Okay, but some points we need to consider is like when these transistors are connected, there will be a substrate terminal. It will be having substrate terminal, but this transistor will be having substrate connected to ground. So the threshold voltage will be then VTN value because VSB value is zero here. In case of first one, VSB value is zero, but in this case, this will be connected to ground. Okay, then at that time, whatever voltage is there, that is Vs in case of this term transistor, and Vb, so Vs minus Vb will be some positive value. So Vsb is not equals to 0 in this case. So here Vt value of A transistor will not be equals to Vt and value of B transistor. Okay, so because of this difference, we cannot directly implement it to be identical transistors. Okay, so we will be considering these parameters into the consideration, and we will be finding out. Okay, so in this case, we will be finally getting in terms of uh, their equivalent transconductance parameters. So okay, so by using these cases, but for the analysis point of view, we will be considering Vt of A, that is Vt of A and Vt of B to be equals to Vt0. Okay, so for specific analysis, we have to consider like the threshold voltages are to be different and that to be analyzed for exact analysis. Okay, but for the generalized analysis, we will be not considering that analysis. We will just see like this is the case. Okay, once this is the case, we will be equating these two values. Okay, so once we will be equating these two values, from there we can find like the ID value will be coming out to be ID A plus ID B divided by 2 because both the values are same. Okay, so this ID saturation, this is linear, this is linear. Okay, so whatever IDs are there, So these are same. So if A and B are same, that means half current will be dividing. Okay. So or we can say both are added and divided by 2 will be equals to your ID that is flowing through the load 1. Okay. So this could be the case. So we will be after putting this is the condition, we can get the final equivalent transistor. Suppose in this case, if we are converting it into the equivalent transistor, so if two are in the cascade form, okay, so this is the cascade form. Okay, so if this is the cascade form, in that case it will be equals to, like, suppose both the currents are equal, then it will be half of the ID A or half of the ID B. Okay, that means whatever the current will be flowing through the load transistor will be half of this one, or all other parameters are same. At that time, we can see, like, if we are going to represent it into an equivalent inverter form. So basically, our main motive is to implement whatever complex circuit is there in the form of their equivalent inverter circuit. Okay, so because inverter circuit is easy to analyze. Okay, so we will be converting it into an inverter circuit. So this will be the load one. But if we are converting that to be an equivalent inverter term, okay, so here K W by L, K equivalent, or we call it either we call it K equivalent or we call it W by L equivalent. Okay, so in this case, if this is the case we are applying, in that case we will see, like, the K equivalent will be coming out to be 0.5 times of whatever your driver transistor is there, either of these two, either A or B, whatever driver transistor is there, this will be the case coming out to be. Okay, and if we are going to implement it into the linear or sorry, in the form of equivalent inverter form, and suppose we are having more number of transistors. Okay, so large number of inputs are there, suppose. So this is the generalized NAND gate. In this generalized NAND gate, suppose k n number of gates are connected. So this connection is basically called cascode connection. Okay, so this is called cascode connection. uh, Cascade connection means one with the another one. Okay, so cascade we will be seeing later. So this connection will be making out to be uh, by in the form of WL ratio. If we are going to find out the equivalent uh, W by L ratio, so this W by L ratio of equivalent inverter transistor inverter will be coming out to be 1 upon N into W by L. So in the previous one it was N into W by L, but in case of this it will be 1 upon N W by L, or we can say in terms of generalized one. So if this is the case, uh, it will be if two transistors are there. Okay, suppose two transistors are there. In that case, the W by L equivalent will be equals to 1 upon 2 W by L of the first one, any either of the transistors. Okay, so this is satisfying this condition. Okay, so similarly, if a large number of transistors are connected into the cascode form, it will be this 1 by N W by L. Okay, so we will see this in the form of some complex circuits also. So this is how the NAND gate analysis is there. So the next we will be analyzing is the CMOS implementation. So it was the implementation with respect to the uh, N depletion type NMOS as a load, but in case of CMOS implementation, we will be using NMOS downside and PMOS and the upside. That is a pull down network and pull up network in the form of that. So this is how the implementation is there. In case of a CMOS implementation of NOR gate, we are going to implement. So for the NOR gate, the logic will be implemented at the in terms of NMOS transistors, that is pull down networks, will be parallel form of transistor 1 and 2, and similar representation will be there in terms of PMOS, but it will be opposite to this. If it is connected in parallel, this will be connected in series. Okay, so if two input NOR gate is there, two NMOS transistors will be connected in parallel. Okay, and its complement form, that will be PMOS, will be connected in series. So this is how the CMOS NOR gate is implemented. Okay, so here the output voltage. So what is the advantage of this? We will be seeing like the output voltage of the CMOS NOR gate will attain a logic low voltage of VOL equals to 0 value. Okay, so the advantage of using a CMOS is, in case of depletion type NMOS as a load, what were there, like we were getting VOH value is equals to VDD, but in case of VOL value, we were getting some fixed value that is not equals to 0. But in case of say, CMOS implementation, we will be getting VOL value equals to 0. Okay, this is the advantage. Like this voltage swing in this case will be VDD minus 0, that is VDD. That is VDD is the highest swing that we are getting by using CMOS implementation. So the circuit design purpose is the switching threshold voltage VTH of CMOS gate emerged as an important DI criteria. So what happens? So at what particular voltage it is going to be changing their state is defined by the VT, that is switching threshold of a inverter. We have seen like, so in the inverter case, we were calculating like when input is VT and at the same time output is also the VT, that point will be considered as the switching threshold voltage. So this switching threshold voltage will can be obtained in all other combination or digital circuits. So in case of this also, we will be finding out the same switching threshold by just comparing the formula that we have seen in case of inverter. So whatever formula we have derived in case of switching threshold in inverter, we will be just replacing that same formula once we have implemented this in the form of equivalent inverter. Okay, if this circuit can be implemented in the form of equivalent inverter, we can use all the inverter formulas to this circuit also. Okay, that's why conversion of any complex circuit to an equivalent inverter will be more beneficial, because we have analyzed the uh, inverter circuit in quite more complex points. Okay, so that will be more beneficial to us. So we will start our analysis of the switching threshold by assuming that both input voltage switch simultaneously. That means the input A and B are switching at the same time. At that time, we will be finding out the switching threshold. Okay, so that switching threshold is simple. The formula that we have obtained in case of NOR gate for switching threshold is coming out to be this one. So this is coming out to be with respect to the formula derived for the inverter. So in case of inverter, we were having Kp divided by Kn value. So instead of Kp and Kn, what we will be replacing is, here Kn has been replaced as 4Kn, or we call it, in case of inverter it was Kp by Kn. So this has been replaced by the Kp divided by 4Kn. So that how it is coming out to be this ratio. So this ratio we will be obtained. We will be obtaining just by converting the CMOS NOR implementation to their equivalent inverter equivalent. Okay, so if we are representing this, so these two are in parallel. So if these two are parallel, then its equivalent transistor term will be having a transconductance. If this is having Kn transconductance, it is having Kn, then it is connected in parallel, so it will be having 2 Kn. Okay, in the previous analysis we have seen in case of NOR gate, like it will be 2 times the Kn value, the transconductance value. Similarly, if this is the case, if this is connected in series, okay, if these two transistors are connected in series, its equivalent in the form of a single transistor will be given out to be Kp divided by 2. Okay, so this conversion uh, is easy. I think this like whatever circuit is there, we can be converting it into an equivalent inverter case. So once we have it converted into an equivalent form of an inverter. So whatever inverter formula is there, we will be replacing inverter formula. That suppose inverter is having Kp, so that Kp will be replaced by Kp by 2. Okay, and Kn value of an inverter. So this is the value of inverter. So in that inverter, Kn dash is suppose a value, then Kn value will be replaced by 2 Kn. So if these two value are replaced by here, okay, so we will be getting the ratio like it will be Kp by 4 Kn. So then only this Kp by Kn will be put into the inverter formula. Okay, are you getting this? So what we are basically simplifying our analysis is a complex circuit is converted into an equivalent inverter, and whatever equivalent inverter, the only difference in implementing will be with respect to their transconductance value. Okay, so once we have find out the transconductance value in the form of the previous complex circuit, so this complex circuit converted into the inverter with the equivalent transconductance parameter. This transconductance parameter can be used to define different critical voltages of an inverter. Okay, so that critical voltage for inverter will be equivalent to the critical voltage for a NOR gate or NAND gate, whatever complex circuit we are analyzing. Okay. Similarly, one more point we can see like the switching threshold, switching parameters in terms of the parasitic capacitance associated with the transistor. So at the output, okay, so at the output some wires are further connected, so that wire capacitance will be there and all other respective capacitances will be there. So all other parasitic capacitances will be considered to be equivalent to load capacitance, and the only capacitance we will be considering is that is connected to the drain terminal. Whatever capacitance is connected to the drain terminal, that only will be considered, otherwise that capacitance will be ignored. Okay, so the CMOS now to get with parasitic device capacitances, the inverter equivalent and the corresponding lumped output load capacitances. So this is the parasitic capacitances and this is their lumped up capacitance, that is equivalent C load we will be replacing. So the formula will be, so in the first case the total lumped load capacitance is assumed to be equal to the sum of all internal parasitic device capacitances. So whatever internal device capacitances are there, that will be summed up and that will be equivalent to your load capacitance. Okay, so the formula is in this case will be coming out to be in the terms of, so this capacitances we will be calculating is only this CGD1 and CGD4, CDB4. So whatever capacitance with this drain terminal will be connected, that will be coming out to be the load capacitance. Similarly, we will be analyzing the NAND gate, CMOS NAND gate implementation. The same NAND gate implementation will be similar to the NAND gate implementation that we have seen just. Okay, so here the operating principle of the circuit is exactly dual of the CMOS NOR operation. So whatever NOR operation we have seen, so it is opposite to the NOR operation. Okay. The N net consisting of two series connected NMOS transistors create a conducting path between the output node and the ground only if both the input, so it is with respect to the truth table. Okay, so in this case both the parallel connected PMOS transistors in the P net will be off. So this is the basic operation that we can analyze. Okay, so this is the circuit of a two input NAND gate by using CMOS implementation. So to implement the NAND gate, the first will be taking out to be the pull down network. So pull down network will be having two NMOS transistors connected in this Casper form. So this form will be connected, or you can say if it is in series, we possibly use nickel seal, like it is a series form. Similarly, its dual will be the PMOS. The PMOS will be connected in parallel form. Okay, and all the inputs will be connected to input 1 and 2. So it is having single input because we are going to convert it into an equivalent inverter. So all the input terminal will be connected to V input. So if this is connected to be parallel, then this to be equal to 2K. 2Kp will be their equivalent transconductance parameter. If the NMOS transistors are connected in series, then its equivalent will be Kn by 2. Okay, this is easy. Okay, so once we know the Kn and Kp, the same formula, the inverter formula that we have seen in the previous one. The same formula will be used. Instead of this value, we will be replacing it by some other value. So this is basically Kp by Kn. Okay, so Kp by Kn of an inverter. So from there, the Kp by Kn of this will be 2k P divided by Kn by 2. So it will be coming out to 4 Kp by Kn. So for Kp by Kn value, we will be replacing it by 4 Kp by Kn. So if we will be putting out 4 Kp by Kn, so if it is under root, it will be 2 will be coming out here. Similarly, 2 will be coming out here. The same formula will be used. Okay, once we are converting it into an equivalent form of inverter. Okay. So this is their parasitic capacitance. Different associated parasitic capacitances are there, and only capacitance will be considered. So this along with the wire, because if there is some next stage is there, okay, next stage is there. So this next stage will be having some capacitance also. Okay, so this is not written here. So this will be having a capacitance like Cg. So this Cg will be also included into the C load. So along with all the parasitic capacitances and wire and all the next stage capacitance, it will be a CL value that we have seen in the previous class. And this is the implementation of a complex CMOS circuit. So suppose a circuit is there written out to be Z is equals to A into B plus E plus BC to the whole bar. If this is the circuit we need to implement, then what we can do is we can see like where it is coming out to be. First of all, we will start with the NMOS implementation. Okay, so in case of NMOS implementation, if we represent this, okay, so it is, we can represent it as, suppose this is a single one is there, suppose it is P, this is whole as represented by P, then it is P plus, and this is suppose K there. Okay, so P plus K, this is how we can represent. So this is what NOR representation is there. Okay, NOR representation is there, same this one. And similarly we can see P was A into D plus E. Okay, so in that case we can break it further, or suppose we are going to break this one only, so we can see like P into okay, so to implement, what we will be doing is we will be considering the output, taking the bar on the both side. Okay, suppose we are taking bar on the both side. Okay, so it will be coming out to be P plus K. Okay, so this will be the implementation, because whatever implementation we will be doing, output will always be in the form of complemented. Okay, this output, whatever output will be there, that will be a complementary output. So that's why to implement before implementation, we will be making it out to be Z bar, and this bar will be putting out to this side. So it will be this. So once it is there, we will be further converting it into two different bars, so that will be equivalent. Okay, so one will be break, one we will be breaking, so it will be P bar into K bar. Okay, so P is this one, so again we will be like and dot K bar. Okay, so sorry, K is your B and C. Okay, so again we will be breaking it further, and one more bar is there on the board. Okay, this is one. So once we will be breaking, it will be plus D plus E to the bar. Okay. It will be D bar plus C bar. And again we will be breaking it further. So it will be A bar plus D individual bar into E bar. So after simplification, we will be getting like that. So from there also we can go proceed for the design, or we can just have the analysis like this bar could be coming out with this one, so only this term will be there, so we'll be implementing this term. So to implement this, we will be starting with the scratch type. Okay, so here this is a D and E. Okay, so in the form of this, it is like D plus E to be this. So this could be implemented in the form of NOR gate. So these two will be in the form of parallel. Okay, so this parallel form will be there. Along with that, if we proceed it further, if this is the representation, okay, so it is like A dot D plus E is there. That is having a NAND gate function. So this NAND gate function will be implemented. Okay, so this NAND gate implementation, so whatever output was there, D and E will be NAND gate function, so it will be in the series form. Okay, and this overall is having the, before that it is having your OR gate function, sorry, NOR gate function. So this will be whatever P variable is there, that implementation of P will be in parallel with the K function. So this K is again the NAND gate variation. So this NAND gate will be implemented in the form of B and C in the series. Okay, so this is how the base is implemented, like the pull down network will be implemented. So with respect to the pull down network, or this pull down network can directly be implemented also. So whatever function is given, we will be converting, taking the output on the both side, like we will be taking Z bar is equals to A D plus E plus PC, and then if it is dot is there, that is and is there, so and will be represented in terms of and function. Then this is OR, so this will be represented in terms of OR function. This is again multiplication, so it will be AND function, so it will be implemented as AND function. So once we have implemented this one, let's complement, or we call it a dual form. So dual form will be the PMOS implementation. Okay, so PMOS implementation will be a dual. So this dual will be like, if this part we are considering like this is complete one section, this is another section in parallel. So the same will be opposite here. So like it is in parallel, so it will be in series in case of the PMOS implementation. So this implementation will be in series with this one. So this implementation was in series. So this complete and one is in series with this is another series, another this is in series. Okay, this was in series. So here it will be in parallel. These two are in the parallel, so here it will be in series, and this one and this one is in series, so here it will be in parallel. So this one and this one will be in parallel. Okay, so this is how a dual implementation is there. So we'll be implementing any complex function by using a CMOS implementation. Similarly, if this is the function and we need to implement, so same we'll be having, we will be changing it out to be here, to be out bar we will be considering, and we will be removing this one. Okay, so once it is removed, the A and B is there. So A and B multiplication is there. So A and B will be in the series. Similarly, A bar and B bar is there in the series multiplication form. So it will be in series, A bar and B bar. And these two are in the uh, summation part, or like it is an OR function. So it will be in parallel. Okay. So once it is implemented, we will be converting it a dual of this one. We will be getting the this one. So if another like inverter is there, inverted input is to be considered, then we will be implementing the inverter. An inverter will be connected, and so we can directly write even the A bar also, A bar and B bar also. But in practical cases, there should be an inverter that will be inverting the input to from A to A bar. So this was how we will be moving forward for implementation of a complex circuit. So just we will see one more point. Uh, okay, so that was the implementation in the form of transistors, like how the transistor configurations will be looking out. Suppose this is the case, so the similar we can implement in the form of this. Okay, so this could be implemented same in the same way. So once we have implemented, so here a b, two different functions like okay, implementation. So this was the implementation in the form of the previous case. We have seen like the implementation in the form of CMOS implementation. So this is CMOS implementation logic, and similarly the same logic can be implemented by using the pseudo NMOS. So pseudo NMOS means the NMOS will be taken as the pull down network will be considered as the representation of the logic, and the PMOS transistors will be used, a single PMOS transistor will be as used as a load. Okay, so this is like the representation of a pseudo NMOS logic. So in case of pseudo NMOS logic, what will be there? Like uh, the advantage we can see directly here is, here the large number of transistors are being used to design the same function, and this is the small number of transistors are used to design the same function. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 transistors are required. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 transistors are required. Okay, so here 10 number of transistors, here 6 number of transistors are required. So in the terms of area point of view, this pseudo logic implementation is better, but in case of performance like swing, voltage swing we call it, the voltage swing will not be having better in this case, but it is having a better voltage swing. Okay, so there are some advantages and disadvantages. So whatever application we are going to implement, suppose some application is there where swing, high swing is required, then we will be going to implement is by using the CMOS implementation. And suppose any application is there where we need to minimize the area, then we will be going for implementation of pseudo NMOS logic. Okay, so based on our requirement, based on the specification, we will be switching to different logics. So in terms of design point of view, so whatever configuration is there, so this is the function we will be implementing this. So this can be converted to an equivalent inverter also. We can convert it into an equivalent inverter. Okay, so this equivalent inverter will be having some W by L ratio. So this W by L ratio will be finding out by using this formula. Okay, so like if this is the complex one, so suppose we need to find out the equivalent uh, for the case of NMOS, or you can say the pull down networks only. So in this pull down network, just see B and C are in parallel. Okay, so B and C are in parallel means whatever equivalent uh, W by L ratio will be there, that will be in the sum form. So these two W L ratio will be sum. Okay, and another one is these three are in parallel, so these three will be summed up. Okay, but whatever these two are there, okay, these two will be your written in the form of this one. So these two will be so in that previous one we have seen like 1 upon n W by L was there. Okay, so that was the case. So similarly in this case, if we can get the W by L equivalent will be equals to 1 upon, okay, 1 upon whatever equivalent in the case of parallel one plus the second one, the first one and the second one. So in that case, this could be simplified like it is in the case of two transistors. So W by L equivalent, W by L equivalent. Okay. Okay. So in the case of suppose two transistors are there only, two number of transistors are there into the series one. So the equivalent W by L is equals to, basically it is written like 1 upon W by L of 1 plus W by L of 2. Okay, so a similar way we will be calling it to be the equivalent, uh, it is in the form of 1 upon, so it will be 1 upon W by L. It is like a parallel configuration. Okay, so in that form it will be there. So 1 upon equivalent W by L ratio will be given by 1 upon this one. Okay, so if we are making 1 upon 1 upon So this we are making out to be. So here once we solve it, we will be getting 1 upon n for the 2, 1 upon 2 w by l, if these two are equal. Okay, so similar implementation will be there. So in case of the series combination is there, then these two parallel one and 2 will be put in the form of 1 upon this will be added to it, and 1 upon will be there, that will be equals to your equivalent in case of n logic. Similarly, in case of p logic, if this is the p logic, here these two are in series, okay, and these three are in the series, but this overall in the parallel. So we will be making out to be finally this final combination is in the parallel form. So this parallel form will be added. Okay, these two will be added. The first one will be calculated 1 upon W by L. Okay, the ratio of uh, D, E, and A plus 1 upon of B and C. Okay, B and C will be calculated, and after having calculation, we will be getting this. So this is like if all are having the same WL ratio, like here it is given, WL ratio of N is given out to be 10, and WL ratio of P is given out to be 15. So by using this, by putting this into this logic, we can get, so this n will be implemented here, p will be put out here. So we will be getting this value. So this is how we can get the equivalent WL ratio of any complex circuit also. Okay. Some analysis is further is like, so suppose this is the combination, this is the circuit. So here it is going to calculate the worst case VOL. So worst case VOL value will be given here. Three cases are being derived. So class 1 is either VOL is obtained by using A and C is on. So A and C is on, then VOL will be one VOL will be obtained. Once if B and D is on, then also VOL will be obtained. If B and E is on, then also VOL will be obtained. But in the all the three cases, two transistors will be connected into series. So this is considered to be out the first case. Okay, the first class is there. Okay. Similarly, another case is like if B, D, and E, these whole are on at the same time, then also VOL will be obtained. So this is another case, the second case. Third case is all are on at the same time, then also VOL value will be obtained. So this is the third case. So it has observed, like in the previous analysis we have seen, the VOL value will be maximum in case of the first case, because only two transistors are there on at the same time. But in case of the second and third, it will be reduced further. Okay, so here it will be high, here it will be low, and it will be lower, lowest we can consider, because more number of transistors are there. So more number of transistors will be affecting the KR value. Okay, so we were calculating the KR value. With respect to the KR value, we will be finding out the VOL value. So if KR value is high, then this value will be low. So to implement the worst case, we will be considering VOL of one case, the first one. Okay. So either of these three cases will be giving out to be the worst case VOL value. Okay. So from the given questions, the same we can calculate the value of VOL value. Okay. This, another one is this one. Find out the node capacitances are there. So we need to find out the node capacitance. So whatever input is we are connecting. So with respect to the input voltage, suppose VA is coming out to be VOH. VA value is coming out to be the VOH value, and the other input V is switching from VOH to VOL. So output is switching from VOH to VOL. So we will be finding out to be what it could be the capacitance value. Okay. So what is the effective capacitance at the output node? We will be calculating in these two cases. So with respect to if this is connected to the highest potential, in that case the capacitance associated with the this terminal will be neglected, and all other capacitance will be included. Okay. So this is how we will be calculating. Okay. So that is of the form. Okay. So in the first case, like C load will be given. So whatever capacitance is, the input VA is equals to V OH, and the other input V is switching from VOH to VOL value. Okay. In this case, both the output voltage, that is V out, and the internal node voltage Vx are rising. Okay. So Vx value is this size. Okay. So these two are rising. Okay. So here in that case the C load will be given by CGD. Just to see that into the this figure, like that is CGD of load. So CGD of the load is there, CGD of the load, okay, that will be always there, and CGD of A, CGD of A and CGD of B, okay, B and along with GS and this load wire, so this two will be always there, okay. So SB and this GD of load. So all the transistors, all the capacitances associated with this terminal of the load along with the wire will be there. And in that case, the next case is A and B. So CGD of A and CGD of B will be there. CGD of A and CGD of B. So this, because Vx is also affecting the output, then CGD of B will be also considered, because this will be considered as the term of output. And similarly, CGD of A will be. Next one is CGS of A and CDB of A. So because this is connected to this terminal, output terminal, so this will be the considered, and this is already considered. CGS, because this is also output terminal, so this will be also the considered as the term, and this is connected to the, because this will be affecting the output, so this is also to be considered. And also CDB of B. Okay, so CDB of B will be considered because it is connecting, affecting the output voltage. Okay, so whatever terminals voltages are there, terminals are there, that is going to be affecting the output voltage. Whatever capacitance is associated with that nodes are there, that will be considered into the load capacitance or output capacitance. Okay, so this is how we go for. Okay, so that is okay with today's class. I think uh, it has some reached to one. Okay, so this is